Hi guys! Ooh, that was really... Hi guys, today I am doing a how to get organized video, or how to stay organized, whatever it is, you see the title. I have not always been an organized person. I always kind of thought I was, but I've gotten more organized as years have gone on. But I've always been that kid in school, like before high school, kind of, where teachers force you to have a certain folder or binder for a certain class, and have this folder for this and this folder for that. I always hated that so much because I thought I have my own method of being organized and I prefer it, and it makes it easier on me, and worrying about how other people want my stuff organized is annoying. So don't take this video as me telling you how to, what works best for you, but this is what works best for me, and I feel like it might help a lot of people who kind of also are in that vibe of I want to be organized, but I'm just not really sure how to start, or I haven't found what works best for me yet. These are a couple of different types of things, and I really hope it helps you out. Let's carry on. So my number one thing is going to be the thing that every single person who makes these videos says, and they say it and they all say it because it works, and that is to make a list. If you get used to making a list, it will help you so unbelievably much, from not forgetting things to making sure you're on track, making sure you're getting things done, because the feeling of when you cross those things off is like amazing. So the first thing is make a list and organize it by priority. Maybe change pen color, make red the most important, blue the next important, and black like the most basic stuff. But definitely worry about the things that are most important first, and then things that can wait later. So going to the grocery store might be pretty important. You need food, but I'm sure you have some food to hold you over at the time being. But if you have a paper due in a couple of days, those things are pretty much a priority. Also, cross off as you go. Don't just make the list and then forget about it, because although that can help a bit, it's not going to help that much. So whether you wrote it down or you put it in the notes on your phone, I actually tend to do both so I can double check, because sometimes if I finish something while I'm out, I can take it off the list on my phone, and then sometimes when I'm out I'll think, oh my god, I have to do that, and write it down on my list on my phone, and then update my list later on at home. Another thing that can help you when you make a list is, say you have all these things, errands to get done. At the end of the list, put at least 3 things that you want to do just for you. Like, I don't know, get a new face mask, or use a new face mask, or take a bath, or watch a show. Write down on your list, catch up on whatever show you're watching at the moment, because those are things that you want to do for you and that help you to relax. And if you add things that help you relax, you have something to look forward to. Okay, the next thing to help you stay organized and on track and everything like that is procrastination. Well, don't do it, obviously. Procrastination is something that gets to so many people. No matter what you have to do, procrastination can be like poison to organization. I feel like it's such a teacher or a mom right now. Oh my god. Procrastination is something I never really thought I did, but when I look back on it, turns out I totally did. I think maybe because college is so much more stressful, it can kind of hit this in you. So if you're in college right now, maybe this tip will really help you. Think about the last time you had a paper due, or test to study for, and think about the week building up to it. That paper is due on Monday. Say it's due the next Monday. That paper is due all week, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna work on it on the weekend. But you keep reminding yourself that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you keep telling yourself, okay, I'm gonna do it, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I don't know about you guys, but I always used to tell my mom if I had a paper due, and she would drive me nuts about it all week, and it would just piss me off, and it would just put me in a bad mood, and I didn't want to work on it more. All week though, I'd be thinking, oh, now I still have that to do, oh, I still have that to do, I still have that to do, I still have that paper to write, I still have that paper to write. But what I decided to do once I got to like my second, third year of college, I realized I am so stressed out all week. Maybe because I have like an anxious personality and I have anxiety, it makes it much worse for me. So if you have anxiety, especially about school, this might help you a lot. If you get nervous that whole week, not really nervous, but you feel extra overwhelmed and stressed just knowing you have that thing you have to do, just do it. Just get it done. And I can tell you, you will feel so much better. It'll help you get into your system to do everything else. The whole week I would have spent worrying, I now can relax. And I know you're thinking, oh, all week I can like watch TV and I can do this and I can do that and I'll worry about it later. But you're not worrying about it later. You're constantly worrying about it. And by doing it that first day it gets assigned, or like a week before, you now have a week to think, I have nothing to do. You get to be that annoying kid in class who's like, oh, I finished it a week ago. And that might sound annoying, but it feels really good. Like, why those kids are the ones that say, oh, I'm already done, I finished it a couple days ago. Why they say it and feel the need to say it? Because it feels great. That's why. And it really, really does. By not procrastinating, by getting things done as early as possible, oh my god, you feel so relaxed. I know you might not sound cool, and it might not be like the cool thing to do, and it might kind of sound like you're a little neurotic, but God, but you feel more relaxed later. Another thing that people do when they're procrastinating is get other little things done so that they kind of, I mean, and this is something I've seen my family members do, and I've definitely done it too. Like, when you know you have something big you have to do, like if I know I have like a job I have to get done, I'll clean, I'll like vacuum my room, I'll do laundry, and like do these things that kind of, you know, you feel like, well, I'm still accomplishing something. It's not like I'm sitting around on my butt doing nothing and procrastinating. I'm not being lazy. I'm getting something done, but you're doing something that's a lot easier and a lot less stressful and a lot less worrisome than the other things. Just because you're accomplishing something doesn't mean it's the thing you should be doing. Wait on the things that you can wait on. So just get it done. It feels so, like, I honestly, I hope that my, you know, energeticness about how good it feels to get things done early really rubs off on you, and you just try it once, because once you try it once, you're never going to want to not do it again. Do it once. Do it once. When you have paper due next week, do it the first day that you know that it's due, and you will feel amazing. I'm telling you, you will never go back to procrastinating ever again. Another thing that I've learned is that there are a lot of things I put on my to-do list that I repeat. Like those little tiny things that literally take 5 minutes, and every time you rewrite your to-do list, maybe you're crossing out a bunch but there's still things left and you want to rewrite it for the next week or however you're going to organize. By having those little things on your list, it can stress you out more knowing, okay, well, I still have this, and this to do. But those little things only take 10 minutes at most. You know, throwing stuff in the dishwasher, or putting in a new light bulb, or calling someone, usually, not always, obviously sometimes you get put on hold, but they can stress you out so much. Get those little things done, because you will feel so much better by just knowing, oh, that thing has been bothering me all week. I have things like that all the time where I'm like, oh, the light bulb's out, oh, I wanted to get that, oh, I forgot. Those things take such a small amount of time, but yet they bother you all week long. So if you just get them done as you think of them, or you know, take out a good half hour every day or every other day to get those little tiny dumb things done, you will feel so much better. And those little times where you're walking through your house and notice that won't happen because you already accomplished it, if that makes sense. But those little things that you feel like you succeeded on or you accomplished can really help. If you've ever had a day where you literally did everything on your to-do list and you felt so good, that's what this feels like, but you kind of feel those little feelings every day. Now we're going to move on to your space, your organized space. Now, a lot of people say, you know, don't work in your bedroom. Obviously, if you're my age or you live at home or in a dorm or something like that, your bedroom is your workspace, whether you have a desk or not. Now, I have a desk, but it's for makeup, so I don't do my work at my desk. I do my work on my bed, which a lot of people say is the worst thing you can do, because it does kind of prevent you from unwinding there and having that place be where you relax, because you don't work as well and then you don't sleep as well. But what I do, because I obviously am limited on space, is I have like a full bed. So on my left side, right side, on the left side of the bed I sleep. I always sleep, that's the side of my nightstand with my water, and then I have another side of my bed, which is what I use for work. I have a little stand for my laptop, it's like a little shelf, I can put some snacks on it, and that is where I work, so it kind of helps me separate out. That is a way that helps me out. So if you work from your bedroom, don't sleep on the same side of your bed that you do your work. And I know that kind of doesn't make sense, and you might think, oh, it's just whatever, is it really gonna affect me that much? But it can. Another thing is clutter-free workspace. Now, if you thrive off clutter and you have no problem having a mess around, fine, but if you are a cluttery person and you kind of have mess around, it can affect you more than you think. So when I have like a ton of paperwork or mail sitting up on my desk or on my dresser and I'm trying to get work done, I keep seeing that and it bugs me. So just put it away, go through it, put it away, and then get to your work. And getting rid of that clutter can really just like help to clear your mind. You're not worrying about other things around you, because once all that's done, you can like focus a bit more. And I know it's kind of opposite of what I said before, like the procrastinating thing, don't get those little things done that can wait. But if you feel that you can't focus until your environment is kind of cleared, or there's things in your environment that are bugging you, take care of them. If you have a dirty bowl, go put it in the sink, go wash it, whatever. Those things can actually, clearing out those little tiny little things that are just kind of like nagging you, can really help to focus your main focus on what you should be focusing on. Okay, now this part is for organizing your internet. And I know that makes no sense really, but I have so many different like things open all the time. YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. It can be really overwhelming. So other than organizing your actual space at home, organize your computer. I use Google Chrome. You could obviously do this on Safari or whatever other internet browser you have, but in your tab bar, most people save websites on their bookmarks, those things. So I have YouTube there, I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have Pinterest, I have things like that, kind of the things that I'm always on. I think I have like 5 websites like that. And then I have folders. And now some people hate stuff like this, going through folders to find things, but I find it super helpful. I have one folder for YouTube. I have another folder that's for work. I also have another folder for school. I also have another one for food, so any recipes I wanted to save that I don't want to go through Pinterest and find, those kinds of folders can really help. Also on your own computer, you can do that with documents. I always find folders to be super helpful. When you go back to look for it, you can find it really easily. And then I have a folder that are just screenshots. On the computer, everything kind of gets saved to your desktop, so I just quickly drag it over to another folder so that my desktop isn't like bombarded with all these different photos. It makes life a lot easier, it makes everything look a lot cleaner, and you know where everything is. It's so much easier to find everything when you need it too. Once a month, maybe it does only take like 10 or 15 minutes. Go through all your screenshots, go through photos, documents, anything you might need to be able to delete, because I don't know about you, but my computer gets filled up so quickly. We do so much on our phones. So the way my phone is organized is I have the first page is the basics, so camera, weather, calculator, settings, things like that are on the first page. And then my next page, I have Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, the IMDb app, and like games, and I have a lot of those things in specific folders. And then I have my last page, which is pretty miscellaneous, things I don't use all that often. I think most of us use our phone for pictures a lot. So what I do is I have a couple on the top that are my first 100 photos that I've had for years now, but then I have more recent photos, and then I have really recent photos, and those are the ones I tend to forget to delete. So something that I do is not only make sure I go through like once a week and delete all of that stuff, but one thing I do for the kind of photos that I don't need all the time, I save them separately. So what I do is use the Notes app, and that Notes app has saved my life. I have my notes on there for my everyday schedule. I have a list of TV shows that I watch, like what day they come on, what time they come on, and so what I do is I take some of the photos from my pictures or photos app and put them in notes. So I have one for haircuts. So for hair color, haircut, I save all those photos there. I have another notes page for recipes. So I screenshot recipes all the time. I just find my notes app to be super, super useful. So I think that's all I have to share for today. These are just a couple of my tips. I hope it kind of made sense to you. If you have questions like specifically, or you know, you're overwhelmed by a certain part of your life and you want to know how to keep that part organized or something, I don't know, leave a question. I hope that maybe I can help more by answering specific questions in this kind of more general video. But if this helped you, then I'm very happy to hear it. And if it did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.